Hello and welcome in my lecture series of computing with the Python. In the previous lecture, we discussed about how we can install libraries, modules, and we discussed about Python notebook. In this lecture, we are going to cover variable assignments. When programming, it is useful to be able to store information in variables. A variable is a string of characters and numbers associated with a piece of information. The assignment operator denoted by the equal symbol and is the operator that is used to assign values of the variable in the Python. So there are several uses for this variables and assignment while we are writing the programming, and all these will be very useful in the coming lectures also. Now first I need to share my desktop with you. You can see this is my desktop, and if you have already installed Anaconda in your system and along with the Jupyter notebook, so you can easily launch this Jupyter notebook from your system. Just you need to come here. When you will click in the search sign, either you can write here Jupyter notebook, and also you can see that at the top Jupyter notebook Anaconda 3 is available here. Okay, or either if this icon is not available in your system, then you can easily type here Jupyter notebook. Okay, and it will appear at the top in your search. So when you will click on it, the Jupyter notebook will be launched. Yes, this is the Jupyter notebook, and you can see the interface of the Jupyter notebook. This is the home page, and localhost 8888, this is by default. I have already prepared the file which is available in the folder. You can also create the folders. As you can see, this is the current folder where the file is exists. So when you will click on 2.1 variable and assignment, all the contents for the current session are available here. So if you want to make full size, you can do easily. And along with, I once again wanted to repeat, if you want to show the toggle header, you can see that toggle header is there. And again, if you need toggle toolbar, you can click on it, and here is a toggle toolbar. And all these things I have already explained in the previous lecture. Okay, so I would like to hide all this. I don't require. Now the thing is, this is the current file where I will present all my content in the present session. Okay, so if you want to make full size this current page of the Jupyter notebook, press F11 from your keyboard, and you can see that the size becomes enlarged, full size now. And if you want to increase the size, then you can also increase the size by pressing Ctrl and plus. Okay, so you can see this is the full size, and font size also has been increased. And I hope that all these are very clear to understand what I want to explain here. Now the thing is how we can assign the value to the variable. See here, we have x is equal to 1. This is one equation, and x is here variable, and 1 is the value of x. So this becomes an equation, and here we assign the value to the variable which is 1. After executing this line, this number will be stored into this variable, and until changed or the variable deleted, the character x behave like the value is 1. Okay, so when you will print this cell, you can easily do. I have the equation, and this is the print x. This will print the value of x. So when you will play this cell, you can do by using control and enter. Okay, if you will change this value, again I am using control and enter. You can see that the value of x is 2 printed here. Either you can use here only x for the print. Okay, there are two different ways to print the value. So by using simple x, this will also print the value of variable which we assigned here. Okay, so the value of x we have is 1 and control enter. So this is the use, very simple to assign the value to the variable. Okay, and when we assign the value, this will be stored with the corresponding value, and this will not change until we will not reassign the value. If we assign the value to the variable y and multiplied y by 3, and this will show that it will also be 2. You can see here, this is the y is equal to 2, then I have y is multiplied with 3. Okay, and see what happened. Control and enter. So the value of y here is 2, and y is multiplied with 3. Okay, and this is the output. Again, if you want to print the value of y, see the value of y is 2, the value did not change. A variable is like a container and used to store the data in the computer's memory. The name of the variable tells the computer where to find this value in the memory. For now, it is sufficient to know that the notebook has its own memory, a space to store all the variables in the notebook. As a result of the previous example, you will see the variable x and y in the memory, and you can view a list of all the variables in the notebook using the magic command whose. We will use this command if you want to see how much variables has been assigned with their values, and when you will use this statement, this will return all the variables with the corresponding values. See here, we are going to assign one more value, variable z is equal to 4, and when we will play enter z, and when you will play, this will print the value. So now in our current session, we have 3 variables x, y and z. See again, the value of x we have is 1 and that of y we have is 2. The value which we have assigned for the variable z is 4. So when we will execute this statement, okay, so I am entering, I want to run this statement by pressing Ctrl plus enter. See here, when we are running this statement, okay, this will return the values of all the variables along with variable and their type. So in the very first column in this database, you can see first column represent the variables which we have used in the previous work, and their type you can see all these are integers, and then we have the corresponding information about the variables. We have assigned the value x is equal to 1, y is equal to 2 and z equal to 4. So by using this whose statement, we can easily get the information about all the variables which we have used. Also, we must see the statement, mathematical statement, and that has no solution for any value of x. In programming, if we initialize the value of x to be 1, suppose we have assigned the value x is equal to 1, then this statement makes some sense, and that is perfect. It means add x and 1. Okay, if we have the value of x we have is 1 then addition of x plus 1 will be equal to 2. Then the assign that to the value of x variable, and note that this operation overwrite the previous value of x stored in x. Okay, see here we have the value of x is 1. You can see in the previous we have assigned x is equal to 1, and when you will run this statement and now run here, so you can see that we have x is 2. The value of x actually is 1, and this is overwrite because 1 plus 1 is 2, and it is returning the value of x is equal to, which is updated value. Okay, by applying this operation. Once again, you can see here I am changing this value. Okay, this is 2, and control plus enter, this value has been updated. The value of y is also 2, and then after we have z is equal to 4. Now we need to update this database. Okay, so when you will run this block, control plus enter, now this database has been updated, and see what happened. Now when we will execute this statement, the value of x is assigned to x is equal to 2, and 2 plus 1, the meaning of the right hand side is x plus 1. We need to add here, but the value of x is 2, then this will return 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. See, run this block and print the value, and you can see that this is 3. Similarly, there are some restrictions on the name of variables. Can take variables can only contain alphanumeric characters, letters or numbers, as well as underscore. However, the first character of the variable name must be a letter or underscore. Space within a variable name are not permitted. The variable names are case sensitive. Small a or uppercase a are considered different letters. You can see this which I have highlighted here. So the meaning of lowercase a and uppercase a both are different variables. Note that when a variable is assigned, it has no memory of how it was assigned, and that is if the variable if the value of the variable y is reconstructed from other variable like x, reassigning the value of x. Note that when a variable is assigned, it has no memory of how it was assigned. That is, if the value of the variable y is constructed from other variable like x, reassigning the value of x will not change the value of y. See here is the example. Here is x is equal to 2. Okay, then we have y is equal to, we have x plus 2, and here is we are going to reassign the value which is x equal to 3. So when we will run this block, see what happened. So here the returning value is 4. So here you can see, observe these statements. First value is x equal to 2, and in the second statement we have y is equal to x plus 2, and the printing value is y, which is 4. So how this behave? The second statement is considering the previous value of x, which we have assigned here, x is equal to 2. So 2 plus 2 is 4, which is the returning value, and this is the reassigning value. So this will not running here. But if you want to print here x, then see, here is x is equal to 3. We assign this value after the above operation. So This is the array assigning value, and this will print whenever we want to print, or onwards afterwards statements where we will use this will be considered in our programming. But in the previous statement, only this value will be considered for this operation. So I think this will be clear to you. Now come to the next block. You need some experiments for yourself, and you choose some more examples so that the concept must be very clear while using. Here is warning, and this is very also important to understand and to know about this. Sometimes there are so many inbuilt functions, and when you will use inbuilt function for the variable or assign the value, then sometimes suppose we are using here the command help is equal to 2. Okay, here help is the inbuilt function in the Python, and when you will assign it is equal to 2, then it will behave like 2. Okay, so while using the variables or assigning the value, be careful to assign the value. Avoid inbuilt functions for the values for the Python. Now here now that you know how to assign variables, it is important that you remember to never leave unassigned commands. An unassigned command is an operation that has a result, but that result is not assigned to a variable. For example, if you are using 2 plus 2, this will return us some value, some result. But if we are not store this value or assigning some variable, then we are not able to use anywhere for the programming. So you should instead assign it to some variable like x is equal to 2 plus 2, and this result will be saved in the variable x. And hold on, and you can see here I am using one operation. I have x is equal to 2 plus 2. Okay, and this is y is equal to 8 plus x, then print the y. When I will execute these three statements, see the result. So in the previous statement, the result of 2 plus 2 is stored with the variable, and this value is used for the next statement, which is y is equal to 8 plus x, but x is equal to 2 plus 2, which is 4. So 8 plus 4 is 12. So this is returning the value. So this is the use of assigning the operation or the value. Assignments are very useful for any variable, so that we can assign the outputs and we can use them for our programming. Now here you can clear the variables from the notebook using del function. This function can be used, and how we can use it? We use this statement del x. So this will clear the variable x from the workspace. See here, I am using here del x. Okay, so here control plus enter, we have is 2, but when I will play this statement, and now see, when I will print x value, control and enter, you can see that there is error, name x is not defined, because we are using here del x. So by using del x, the x variable has been removed from the above statements. Okay, all the assignments where we have assigned the value for x variable has been deleted. Once again, if you want to use, then you can again enter here Control plus enter, and now we have x is equal to 2, and here, yes, now we have the value x is 2, which is printed here. Okay, so I hope in the present lecture we discuss how we can use the variables, how we can assign the values to the variable, and then for the different type of results, how we can store the value in the x variable. Thank you very much to see this lecture till the end.